Good evening. Welcome to the Mancunian Way, where tonight Manchester City stamped their authority all over the Premier League. Stamped so much that Alan is frozen in disbelief. Good evening, Pat. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, Marston. I hope you're doing well. Hello, everybody out there. I hope you're all satisfied with that result, unlike some. Hello, Alan.
Oh, we're getting to it. Oh, we're getting to it. Big up, Alpha. How are you, mate? FIFA, how are you? LB Raid, everyone over from LB, good evening. Smash that like, smash that subscribe button if you are new, as we are on the road to 4K. Revo's put City. Should have done it 4 times, mate. Alan, good evening from South Florida. Hey, I'm going to South Florida. Let me know whereabouts, Alan. Is it near Miami again? Because I'm coming in Naples. Let's keep it going on the weekend. Never write City off, says Alex. Let's go. Good evening, Blues. What a game, says Section. Hugh Bella, 4 lucky goals. Yeah, all lucky. All dead lucky. Top ball inside. Hello, fellow treble winners. Hello, potential 4 Peters. Foden, exceptional. He wasn't my man of the match. I'll tell you my man of the match because someone is getting props tonight from Martin. Finger red number 1 says Section. All right, says DC. Steve Black's in the building. Evening Blues, a crafty performance tonight. Alan Glasgow says Nunes has such great speed. We need him this weekend. Nunes was great when he come on, and that little cameo run he made at the end.
Yeah.
Hello, Deirdre. Big up, everyone. Great team performance. Next one, Forest away, 1 game at a time. Spot on. Evening, DC. I'm waiting for Rich to give me the thumbs up before I bring him in because he's got an engineer round. I don't know if that's a thumbs up or whether he's giving me the middle finger. Give Foden a free roll in midfield. He will cook. It's not rocket science. He ran the show today. Wasn't my man of the match, but was exceptional. Alan, sort your internet out. Now focus on Forest. Spot on. Don't be fooled by league table. Not an easy place to go. They will defend every ball. Rich has disappeared. Foden 4 Prem goals away from Haaland. Nunes is neat and tidy footballer. He is improving. He is indeed. Martin will be dancing around in them high heels. Hey, behave. Sunday night. Akanji, again, class, our best defender this season. What a signing. What a bargain. Mental image, I did not need. Hey, listen, I do not wear high heels. We need to break them down. We need pace to break them down. I hope we get Neves, Bruno with shit. Okay. What a game, Steve. We looked on fire tonight. Muddy Duck is in the building. Evening Blues. Hope all well. And do you think I was getting nervous about tonight's fixtures? I said 2-1. The one night I went a bit conservative on my scoreline. We do the opposite. Martin, we'll start with the heel stuff. KDB after the game, I think he will end up centrally. He was always a number 10. No doubt in my mind that Foden is KDB's long-term replacement. Give him the keys.
Well, the joke's on Martin. The joke's on everyone saying that to talk about your high heels because when you put them on, they're not high anymore.
There you go. Someone's telling me to bag a ticket for the FA Cup. How? They're not on sale yet. Section, think you will get Spurs. I don't know how people are bagging FA Cup tickets. They're not on sale yet. Oh, you doing that? Just great. Finally was able to see a game. Wife has me running around. Spurs motivated to make Arsenal slip up in the title race. Great win, just 5 more needed. A near perfect result, clean sheet, great score, no injuries. Pep actually using 5 subs. He's not the GOAT for nothing. Nunes looked good. 171 in the chat. Let's smash through them likes. Try and get 200. Obviously, if you're watching back on replay as well, that'd be good. What a game. Ref was amazing. We'll talk about it. From the kickoff, we were on it. Every player, including us, were focused. Let's go, says May. Shadow Vipers put City. I'm just going to say Prime City tonight. I'm trying to fly through all your comments because here on the Mancunian Way, we do try and get through all your comments. What a day, what an away day it was. Glad to be part of an amazing South Stand. You were amazing tonight. Well done. You were amazing. No support yet. Phil stands more than them. Superb tonight. DB says tune. Thank you. We keep rolling. 5 more wins to go. If we win on Sunday, I think we've done it. Singing, is this the Etihad? Hope you're good, Money Duck. Says Alex. Saeed's watch along. No, Saeed rage quit. Mark Goldbridge rage quit. But apparently they don't think about us. Away end was amazing today. Big up yourselves if you were in that away end. Hello, Rose. Hope you are well. Evening, Martin, Pat, and Alan. I think City have broken Brent Goldfish. I think they have. I said 4-1, nice to get a clean sheet. Good evening, Steve. Hello, Lee Williams. Hello. Hope everyone is doing well. How's it all going, says Adam. Fantastic result. Factoid, Phil Foden's only the third player to score 50 and 51, by the way. Top flight goals under Pep Guardiola, YJ. 23 or younger after Lionel Messi and Erling Haaland. Thank God he's frozen. Hey, wait till you say, good. Stop it, Elliot. I'm coming on to Kyle. Naughty boy. Glad to see Kyle Walker and KDB have finished on to Sunday. Alan's disappeared. All the best to Alan's family. Hope they're okay. Yes. He can't be unhappy with the result. Yes, he was. Miami. Get up to Naples. We'll have a pint. Huge win. 1 at a time. Let's go. I can't wait for Forest away. Big win tonight. Played brilliant, but we need to focus again. Spot on. Tasty win tonight. Nunes, excellent when he come on. Spot on. Andy, hope you're well, mate. My fellow BBC Radio Manchester colleague tonight. Blimey, it's dark down under. Good to see Sir Alan behaving himself. He wasn't. Ocean, Spade. I'm still calling you Ocean. My apologies. Spade Dust, evening, mate. I do apologise, Spade Dust. Old habits die hard and all that. Kyle Walker, your man of the match, I think. Spot on. Kyle Walker was my man of the match. Julia, hello, everyone. But Phil Foden was exceptional as well. Nunes. Grealish, nothing again. What? There's always one. Kyle Walker was brilliant. I wasn't happy to see Walker start, but he was brilliant tonight. Man of the match for me. Kyle Walker had a blinder tonight. Love to see it. Do not say Kovacic man of the match. He was the only one I was worried about on the ball. Kovacic was quietly exceptional tonight, Super. Your opinion, mate, but I disagree with you. I thought it was exceptional. Nunes will be on it next season. I'm with you. And I can listen, they were all amazing. Bernardo was exceptional tonight as well. Evening goal from France. Bonjour. Top of the league. I thought Kovacic was great. So did I. I wish I could expensive. I don't know. We'll come back to that. High top of the league. Akanji was a steal. SOS Evening Blues, not a bad night. A lot of sensational performances tonight. Say Martin, I said 2-1. Misery Guts is back. Who, by the way, has called Foden a cheat and City were lucky tonight. I still think Forest is the big one. Hey, no, you think I'm kidding. He did. I was getting text 10 minutes in, this is a bag of shit.
You know what winding up is, Martin, and you take the bait every single time.
Alan, you called Foden a cheat for 25 minutes.
Well, he did. He did cheat for that free kick.
No, he did. He slipped.
He
didn't cheat at all. He didn't cheat.
The guy was nowhere near him. He took a fucking huge dive. And don't deny it.
He didn't dive, Alan.
If it was the other way around, you'd have called him a cheat.
Alan, have you played football?
Mate, I didn't know you could slip on the floor for 3 yards away from a guy and get a free kick.
Yeah. This is coming from a man who said KDB was finished.
Right, whatever.
Hello, Blue Heart. No worries. What's wrong with Alan? It was a great result and performance. Alan's Alan.
It was a great... Listen, right, before we start, I want to apologise for any misinterpretation of my views, right? I've never said City is shit. I have never, ever, ever, ever said City were playing shit tonight, right? I was texting and winding up Martin for starters. And all the slating has been gone.
Too many
too slow. We were. The first 15 minutes, we were too slow. Then we beat the press. Then we got going. And then we were straight away. So, you know, if people want to slate me, which I know everyone has, and you can finish that by saying, I rest my case, Your Honour. Yeah, I rest my case. Even Pat stuck the knife in on LB's channel. which I did hear, Pat. Thank you.
Walker wasn't man of the match. How many times he got in and messed up? I'll behave, Super City. Yeah, Walker was amazing tonight. Hey, it's your opinion, though, mate. It's your opinion, so you think it. I respectfully disagree. Ireland link-up play has to improve. We don't throw players under the bus. Fantastic from the lads today. Blue Out, welcome back. Iota Face, thank you for the super sticker. You are a legend. Thank you so much. So kind of you. Thank you. Alan, bringing the positivity to the stream. Love to see it.
I will do.
He slipped, for fuck's sake.
He still cheated.
Charlie says a dive. He slipped.
Fucking dive? Jesus Christ, that's an exaggeration.
Alan, nobody's agreeing with you here. They're all saying he slipped, didn't dive.
Well, why was it a free
kick? What match was Alan watching? See, Alan thinks I have a go.
Hang on, Lee. Hang on, Lee. City played well. After they beat the press and scored the first goal, he played well.
No, Alan said to me earlier, you've been having a go at me for a week. I said, Alan, you put your foot, you put your own foot in your own mouth. Hang on, I'm just got an email. Anyway, Pat, good evening. How do you feel about this evening?
I don't think it couldn't have gone any better than we had planned. You know, I look at the way, you know, after these 90 minutes, I look at it and I thought to myself, you know, given the last two fixtures, the opposition that we've played and the way that they've played, it was almost like a breath of fresh air coming up against, you know, an opposition, you know, that wants to play and wants to, you know, stretch the field and that. But then, you know, the way that we played so narrowly in the midfield as well, the way we were just moving passes around and distributing the ball from out the back was absolutely sensational. As I said, like, I respect the Zerbi and Brighton. They have a go. They're not afraid. They don't park the bus. They're not afraid. It's just not in their vocabulary. You know, it doesn't exist to them. So I've got to give praise to them. I thought that they're brave, you know, for a part. They actually played better in the second half, to be honest. But yeah, it just took a little bit of time, you know, the 15 minutes before we had to, you know, pick the lock. And, you know, obviously, you know it's going to be an interesting game when Kevin De Bruyne's first headed goal in the league is one from about 10 yards out, and it's a looping sort of top bin header, which I thought was quite amusing, as much as it was, you know, a beautifully executed goal, to be honest. But like, yeah, look, I was so happy with the way we played. And, you know, I mean, there were so many occasions there where we were basically schooling Brighton on how to play from out the back. You know, the proof was there with the third goal. And, yeah, I was so happy with the way we played. And I look at it, I'm thankful that we got to, as I mentioned, to play that quality of opposition or that style of play, because I think it just helped. I think it just helped us play our natural game a lot more, because Madrid didn't allow it, Chelsea didn't allow it, and yeah, it was just refreshing to see. You know, it feels like it's been a long time since we've played an opposition that's allowed us to do that.
Yeah, listen, I'm with you, Alan.
Well, I just thought the first 15 minutes we were slowing the passing, but after we scored the first goal and we beat the press, it opened them up and we were a lot better. And we destroyed them in the first half. Absolutely destroyed them. They played better in the second half, Brighton, which that is a fair comment. I thought their substitutions, and they had a go. And they don't sit back, they don't park the bus, which I'll give credit to Brighton for not doing that. But that's not, you know, I'm not going to have a go. But City performance was good. You know, 4-0 win. You can't argue away from home. And yeah, it was. I don't like Aussie rules. I fucking hate it. It's a shit game.
He doesn't like Manchester City either. Not keen on them at the moment.
Yeah. Jeez. Well, I spent 70 minutes arguing with Martin and just winding him up. It was really funny on text. You know, Martin was getting a bit annoyed. He went to capitals on his texts because he was getting angry.
Yeah, everyone's fine injury-wise. I did ask. Walker, I mean, listen, I'll go through the team tonight. By the way, City now have scored, Arsenal have scored 82 goals, City have scored 80 goals, and we've not beaten anyone 8-0.
Yes, because it just proves that we conceded far too many goals, doesn't it?
we've conceded less goals than we did at this point last season, Alan. Factual. Good evening, Rich.
Hello.
Just throwing the stats at you, Alan. We've conceded less goals than we did this time last year. Good evening, Rich. How are you?
Where's Rich? Where are you, Rich?
I'm in my living room.
Oh, right. Nice.
I'm just...
You're in the Coldplay room. You're in the Coldplay room. It was yellow.
The lineup: Edison in there, Kyle Walker, Akanji, Ake, Joshua Gavardio, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Mateo Kovacic, Phil Stockport, Iniesta, Foden, and Julian Alvarez. On the bench was Ruben Diaz, John Stones, Grealish, Doku, Ortega, Gomez, Nunes, Bob, and Lewis. Grealish came on, Nunes came on, Doku came on, Gomez came on, and Lewis came on. And they all played a part, especially Nunes. But we'll get on to that as we go. Oh dear. Rich, what did you think of the game?
I thought it was a stroll in the park,
a
cruise. I thought City played well. Didn't have to strain themselves. Yeah, nothing to complain about really. I mean, it was what could you want more than 4-0 away, rotate the players, give the players a rest, win the game easily without any real having to get out of second gear. I think it's perfect. Gave us, we'll have plenty of energy left for Forest, and I think the Brighton Forest, I think for me, was the hardest thing in our running. I know people talk about Spurs, but I thought Brighton and then Forest straight after might be hard, but I think that was just about perfect.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'll go through it. I thought first 10 minutes, Brighton passed the ball around all right. They're at home. I expect them to do that. They've got believe it or not, they're up there, joint two with the most possession of football games this season, so they will do that. But I thought every time we got the ball, we looked dangerous. And then Kyle Walker with a sublime cross, and KDB, that old mature horse that needs taken out back, Old Yeller himself, popped in with a heady goal, looped over Jason Steele. Yeah, bag of shit in her.
Yeah. You just don't see those goals much these days.
I just totally agree with Richard.
A long looping top bins header. Like, I think they can be spectacular when they're executed properly.
I mean, when was the last time you saw the KDB header?
I was thinking about it during the match. I think, didn't he score a header in a cup match in the Formidable season? It might have been the 9-0 game where we beat Burton Albion.
Maybe.
It may have been that one, but I know he definitely scored one in a cup match in the Formidable season.
Mango, you live in yellow living room. I hope you haven't decorated that room. I'm telling you, Rich. Interior decorator was not Rich's second forte, was it? Was that to add a little sunshine into your life, that, Rich?
It's the Oxford United room.
And what's made it worse is the colours that bright and loud. He's covered it up with a load of paintings. Yeah.
It's the Coldplay room. It's all yellow.
Come on, there's no one want to talk about that first goal. Come on, boys. We won 4-0. You lot are away.
Listen, I just totally agree with Richard. I know. I just totally agree with Richard in everything he said.
Yeah, he said 2 minutes ago Alan was a wanker.
Good hell, a wanker. There you go.
I mean, I'll be straight with you. I think as soon as we got the opening goal, there was only one winner.
Yeah, I agree.
There was only one winner in that game.
Yeah. It just felt like we had all the momentum. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a weak Brighton side. They had quite a few players out. Why you give a kid who's played 1 minute Premier League football his debut against City is a bit harsh to me. But you know, and you know, I think it was utter madness by De Zerbi, but he, you know, he's totally and utterly true to his principles, and he had them playing out the back at a level that even Pep might think is a bit over the top, and did it with players who haven't played a lot of football there. So, you know, that was tough for them. And, you know, that's what we needed. We needed a nice, easy game where we didn't have to strain ourselves too much, didn't have to knacker ourselves out. And I think after Chelsea, that's exactly what we needed. Perfect game.
Yep.
Yeah, scored 3 headers for Man City. That was his first ever in the Premier League, which is mad to think. That is mad to think that as well. And then obviously the second goal. Come on, Alan. Tell everyone why Foden's a cheat.
Well, he ran at their defence, which was good, and then decided to take the biggest dive slip you've ever seen. And the referee's given a free kick.
Is it a dive or a slip? Big difference.
Both.
Do you know what?
It was a live. It was live, according to Alan, an SLIVE.
Mate, the guy was nowhere near him. The referee gave a free kick. He was an Aussie referee, but that says everything. But there we go.
Yeah. So, Alan, it wasn't. He came down because of the contact, but the contact wasn't the defender's fault. So I don't think it was a dive. He hit his leg into the defender. I just don't really think. I don't think it was the defender's fault particularly. So I don't think it was a dive. I think, you know, having your foot taken out like that.
It was yards away. It was yards away.
He touched him. No, watch him. He touched him. He made contact. And
mate, if that had been the other way around, Richard, you'd have been jumping up.
No. I'm not saying it was a free kick. I'm saying there was contact. It wasn't a dive.
There was contact.
I think the contact was Phil's issue. So
I think if there's yes, Rich. I think if there's no contact made, I think Phil Foden's the wrong goal.
Do you think?
Yeah, but I don't. Really
you see the pace he was running at with the ball. The ball was only a few feet in front of him. There's no contact. He tucks that away.
Yeah.
He wasn't the only one slipping tonight. There was a few because they heavily watered that pitch. It had been raining, so yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't dive. I think we've got to be careful on the wordage of dive. He did not dive. He slipped. He did not dive.
I tell you what, the actual free kick itself. What you know, the rule where the defenders, the City's attackers, can stand in front of the wall. Their guy was stood next to them, the one that actually deflected off, and it was less than 10 yards. Stood next to him, and someone in the pub actually said, "Look well if it hits him and goes in," and it did. It hit him and went in, and it must have been about 8 yards away. There was no way was 10 yards. The guy that deflected off.
Vader, good evening, mate. How are you?
I'm not bad. Good to see you guys. It's been
Can you name me 5 City players from 1998, please?
This is what I have to deal with every time I'm on that.
I have no sympathy for you when you keep going on that.
No, but listen. No, let me explain. Because see, this is where the confusion is. Because I've seen how no one defends, and it's not. I get why there aren't many City fans that go on the channel. I get that. So, but it's gone to the point where Rose, DC, it's gone to the point where I'm on there just so that at the very least they can hear us talk about one of our players, talk about a performance, or even defend against the nonsense with regards to charges or style of play or manager. So, listen. It's not going to change because in his heart, he's a United fan. I don't expect anything different. But I go there because there are some City fans that do tune in to watch it, and I go to represent. But it's the same thing. It's the same thing every time. And especially when you got Judge Mo and Hussam on there, you know what it's going to be like.
Yeah. By the way, we're going to talk about Barco Valerie because obviously Valerie Barco, whatever you want to call him, we did dodge
Valentine. The name's not Valerie.
Well, I'll call him what I thought it was then. Shit barcode. No, man.
He did whip into decent crosses, but that was about it, really. I mean, you're right, though, Martin. You said before, like, talk about throwing a kid in the deep end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why we have to be careful when we go for players. We go for them when they're ready, and that's what you've got to be careful of. I know these names look classy and they're nice and the sexy names, but just because they're a sexy name and they're from abroad and from South America does not mean they're going to come straight in at the city level. This is why we loan out. So it's why I'm saying we have to be careful, like we were with Perona. Careful on the Echeverri and the Savios. Let's just see them develop, see how they go on. It's not just a straight in and away we go. Let's just calm on expectations, because tonight, Valentino Barca was exactly the prime example of why we make moves and when we don't make moves. Because it was in the deep end. He wasn't ready for that tonight. Yes, he was. He was a major transfer setter.
Yeah. The other thing about
it was going to be amazing.
And Martin, sorry, the other thing I noticed about Barco, the way he was playing, it was like, okay, he's a wing back who's more effective going forward than he is defending, and he can whip in a good cross. I'm sorry, we've already got that with Sergio Gomez. A wing back who should belong in the attacking half.
I need to address because there's comments coming in. Alan is sometimes joking. Alan is going to get more serious on the channel. Alan, I'm sorry to do this, but there's comments coming in. I need to nip it in the bud now. We are going to calm Alan down a bit. Alan is allowed his opinions as well. It's an opinion channel. And yes, we know Alan is a bit extreme sometimes. Alan is a panicker. Alan is a worrier.
And just remember that Alan's agreeing with everything I say. So an attack on Alan's an attack on me. It's like NATO.
Don't worry, I speak to Richard regularly in the daytime, and I just agree with everything that Richard says, no matter what.
I know, Alan, but I think the point someone making,
I just put him
so anti-City this season. It's been unreal, mate. You've not sounded like a City fan.
Everyone calm down. We said we played well. We did play well.
No, Alan, we're not talking about people talking in general. We're not saying you have to be all happy clappy, but lately you're going everything shit about City.
No, Martin, you've known me for years, and so has Patrick.
Alan,
listen. I know. Let me hear me out. But I'm a wind-up merchant. If everyone doesn't realise that, then that's the problem.
But Alan, subscribers haven't known you for years.
Martin, I'll be honest. I had a long chat with Alan yesterday, about half an hour, about a great Argentinian defender he used to play for us, and he admitted he thought he was brilliant. And it was all about
Otamendi was shit. End of. Yeah, I get that. When I'm in the pub, when Patrick's down in Melbourne and Richard, they always wind me up about Otamendi. He is one thing. He is dreadful.
Otamendi is your kryptonite, Alan. He is your absolute kryptonite.
I know. I've had you do that in the pub to me, so I know.
Yeah.
But I think it was, I think the good thing about tonight is, we're coming up against the Premier League's top striker on, Sunday. So we needed to. It's good to be able to rest Diaz and Stones, so they'll be able to deal with Chris Wood. So, I think that's important.
Mate, whatever you might say about Chris Wood, he scores goals. He does.
He does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're bigging up Vader's just nipped to do something for his family. We'll be back in a minute. Can't wait. His title goes. Quadro slips away, but just look exactly. Mark Fogg again gifting 10 memberships. Thank you so much. You are a legend, mate. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Again, you are a legend. Right, obviously we go 2-0 up, and then it really is game over. It really is game over then as well.
Yeah.
And then we get the third. Man of the moment, Johnny on the spot, having the season of his life. Stop putting Iniesta. I mean, is there anything more we can say about this guy?
Well, start off by saying credit Bernardo for the interception to give it to Phil anyway. So
I thought he was
the way he was able to read that pass off Barco was fantastic. Gentlemen?
I'm in the pub. Yeah, quite right. How did you know?
Are we awake this morning? What's up? Everyone's got into.
Well, mate, I was at the pub at 4:30 this morning, mate, for kick-off at 5. So we've been away for a while.
Yeah. We're all tired and confused, you know. It's these 5 a.m. kickoffs get tough.
Yeah, yellow does that to you.
You've got to get up early doors, and when it's all dark, and you know, that's exactly right.
The yellows are at half mast anyway, because they've. It looks like, unless they get lucky this weekend, the playoffs have been missed.
You're right, Bernardo was very good today.
Yeah, Bernardo got the 3rd goal.
Yeah,
you know,
that was brilliant.
Brilliant. We're gonna miss him.
Is Phil Foden now a shout for the Premier League Player of the Year?
Say again?
Do you think Phil's now a shout for the Premier League Player of the Year?
Possibly, but he won't go to it. He'll go to one of the Red Cartel players, unfortunately, because they own the league.
Why? Who else would get it other than Phil Foden?
Yeah.
Well, anyone for the Red Cartel will get it before Phil Foden does, because it's not run by City. It's run by them.
I assume the other, main rival is going to be someone like Declan Rice.
There is only Declan Rice.
There's no one at Liverpool. I mean,
nope.
Yeah, it's
really...
I
think Declan Rice is the only one. Maybe they could argue Martin Odegaard, I guess, for them on that side.
Yeah,
but...
it has to be. Yeah. It has to be a City or Arsenal player.
It's either for me. It's either got to be Rodri, Foden, or Declan Rice.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, City and Arsenal have been comfortably the best teams, and you add to that, both of them have, went deeper in the Champions League than the others. So there really is no one.
And you can expect Haaland to get a nomination if he ends up with a Golden Boot again.
Yeah. So Alan or Haaland?
Haaland.
Okay, so I think you're nominating Alan for a player of the season. We should have some Mancunian way awards. Then,
mate, so how did you feel?
Get player of the season.
How did you feel at half time going in at 3-0?
I felt nice and calm. I felt really calm. And first, I know I missed earlier, but that goal from KDB, I yelled like a school kid. Like, I didn't expect it at all. The way it just looped over, and to see him on, like, I had the hugest smile on my face to see how he celebrated that goal and how much expression was on his face. So it was huge. Yeah. But that 3-goal advantage halftime, I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's keep this clean sheet, and hopefully everybody's calm. Hopefully, though I didn't go into any social platforms to interact at halftime, I was like, hope everybody's okay with this, and let's come out of this game with no scuffs, no nicks, no niggles, whatever. And if we can score 2 more, that'd be great. Let's have this clean sheet. But halftime was calm, really calm.
No, I'm totally with you. We're going to watch something. We'll go around the panel on this, because something I thought tonight. Do you remember I mentioned about the 3-5-2 formation that Pep would one day? That's what he wants.
Yeah.
I think we saw that a lot more with Gabardio pushing, Walker pushing. And then you look at the players we've been linked with. I just felt that system tonight looked a lot more comfortable playing it in that way. You think that's the way we're maybe looking at moving in the future? Does it suit us if you get the right personnel, maybe? Because I know some are going to debate on Walker. I just think Walker looked a lot more comfortable tonight.
Yeah, but unfortunately for Brighton, they couldn't handle the team selection with the players they got available. A lot of the players went up to scratch. Let's be completely honest.
Yeah, and I think it's all tonight, and this formation's all about trying to get Foden and De Bruyne playing together. Because I think, the way the 4-3-3 wasn't working so well in that, they need to create more space in midfield so that they can play together. So it's interesting that whether it works as well when Haaland's playing is a question. Whether it can work long term against better sides. We'll have to see.
Apparently, I heard tonight that Haaland's not playing against Forest as well at the weekend. Is that correct, Martin? Have you heard anything?
No, Haaland should be all right for Forest.
Should he? Okay. Do you know what he's done? Are they giving him?
They said
he's not injured.
Muscle injury.
He's
they
not
said
injured.
He had a minor muscle niggle, so it wasn't his foot.
No, he's not injured. It's more of what I was told. Well, reported was that he's having a breather.
Well, maybe he needs it, so it's fine.
So, there we go. I mean, for me, I thought Alvarez did decent tonight. Took his goal well. Again, set up by Kyle Walker. Now, people have said, we will come on to the penalty issue in a minute. People have said, obviously, potentially it was a foul by Walker on the keeper. I thought it was just a good old-fashioned 50-50.
Yeah, he got there first.
He got there before him. That's the thing.
Half a second later, it's a foul. As it was, it wasn't. That's just the way it is.
We saw something like that with Kai Havertz, who went chasing down a ball and put cleats put cleats into Ederson. So yeah,
I am only saying what the rivals are saying because they all switched off at halftime, so I don't know saw the fourth goal.
Yeah,
true. I'm all the way over here in Toronto, Canada. I can hear the rivals all sigh when a goal gets scored by us. I hear a loud it's all the way over here. It echoes all the way over here.
Do you know what I loved about it? Is that formation thing about it. Your 2 10s, your 2 sitters, your 2 wing backs. It just looked like, I don't know. Do you know when Pep sets things up ready?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just, in my head, I'm like, we may move forward like this.
Yeah. It's like it's a narrow midfield and then expansive wingers.
Yeah.
You get the best of both worlds with it.
That's the point. And maybe this is what he's trying to look at. And he's obviously, we're never going to know because KDB's been out for 6 months. So the problem is you never know if that was the plan early on. Because Kevin's been out and Foden's, because we've had, Rich, by the way, I blame this on Rich because Rich called this last season. I remember Rich on the Mancunian way last season going, we've been fortunate with injuries for about 3 years now. And I always, as soon as Rich said that, I thought, we're gonna get done with it at some point. And this has been the season where Rich just voodooed us and completely killed us out on injuries. So
we might win we might get the 4-peat. So we've dealt with it so far. I mean,
what's
to
your
get to where we
next
are.
Season, Rich?
Well, my prediction has been for bloody years that Rodri's going to get a really serious injury and we're going to be screwed if we don't get a decent replacement in. So I'm just hoping that one of the moves we make this season is someone who we could happily play instead of Rodri for 3 months if it happens.
Do you know when I think about it, and I go, if he wants a Bruno or he wants a João Neves or he wants a Paqueta, they all fit into that role. You could have Rodri and a Kimmich, Rodri and a João Neves, Rodri and a Bruno, with a Kevin and a KDB, or a Kevin and a KDB. Just cloned himself. A Foden and a KDB. Or if you want to rest KDB, because he's getting a bit older and you want him to use him in the more important games, you could play Phil and Paqueta.
Well, that's what increases the stocks on a player is your versatility. If you can prove that you can play in more than one position, then you're going to be well sought after by a lot more clubs. This goes in a lot of different sports as well too. Like Rich, Rich, you and I watch a bit of baseball from time to time, and that's what they say now. They say what players are doing now is like when they go through college, they're not necessarily training at one position; they're training in multiple positions because if they do make it at the big leagues, then they know that their stocks are going to be higher and they're going to be sought after by more clubs because they can play. They can play in different positions if the game determines or
I see it in league all the time. If you've got a decent back row, you can go into the centres or something.
I've got to be honest.
You've got
my hands up.
Makes a huge difference.
I had it texted me 15 minutes ago. Someone put, you are allowed to say this on air. So I went, all right, what? And he went, just spoke. He said, been at the game spot. He said, that's the way we're going to move next season. The 2 10s, 2 6s, fullback, wing backs.
I think it makes a lot of sense. I think our system has left us so exposed to something bad happening to Rodri or him losing form that's been by far our biggest risk. I think it's probably been my pre-season moan. Well, actually, I did for a few months think Calvin might be the answer, but
no. Do you know what, Rich? Do you know how bad it is? They've even said, "Will you just say it, you spoon?" That's the text message I got. Will you just say it, you spoon? I went, "Why am I a spoon? I'm getting called a spoon." Oh, I'm getting the ITK is calling me a spoon.
No, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Beauty is if we sign a couple of players who can do that. We have already got Kovacic, and Kovacic is a decent player. So I wouldn't want Kovacic on his own against the top side. But if you're Kovacic and Bruno, you'd be absolutely, we'd be fine resting Rodri for games. And
by the way, Danny, safe journey home, mate. I know you're not going to be getting home till 5 a.m., 6 a.m. Honestly, any Blues on here night listening and you are driving back from Brighton, big up yourselves. You were legends tonight, every single one of you. Some of you are not getting home till 7 or 8 a.m. in the morning. I know, I've done that trip. Trust me, it's one of the worst away grounds to touch.
Yep.
Big up yourselves. You're doing a 6-hour trip back. So be careful.
Stay safe. Stay safe, by the way.
Yeah. Carry on. Sorry.
Does that mean we're going to get 2 fullbacks in the window?
Well, that's where you'd work for your Yankutu or your Frimpong or your Gutierrez.
I can't see us getting Frimpong because they've won the league this year. They're in the Champions League, so I don't see anyone.
No, they have to sell someone. Their chief exec said that.
And
really?
And Frimpong's got a release clause as well.
They have to sell someone. The only thing I will say, Tommy said earlier on, United were ahead. We haven't even made contact yet. United have.
I know United.
Believe it or not, Omar Barada and Dan Ashworth are doing their job behind the scenes. They've already started. I know they're on garden leave, but they're already behind the scenes working.
Yeah, and I tell you, the one player who clearly, also wants to come to City is Bruno. I mean, his agents are out there. No, his agents are out there releasing, what dates.
Let me just get rid of someone.
What dates his release clause comes in, how long it lasts, what you have to do to release it, what the email address is to send the email to.
Weird how that's been leaked out now. How's that been leaked out? It's only during the month of June.
Because his agents.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, his agents want. I mean, he's a player probably more than any other Premier League player I've seen just absolutely just praise City at every occasion. I've seen him annoy Newcastle fans by, his praise for City. So he's been twerking at us for, 18 months. So I think
wait till be back in a minute.
If we're interested, I think he'd come in a second.
I mean, Alan, what do you? Because I know you mentioned it. How would you feel with that formation moving forward?
It'd be okay if we got the right personnel. That's the key. And for some reason, he's been trying to get two fullbacks to bomb forward. And the last time he tried, like you mentioned the other day, is when we had Benjamin Mendy. He was all right for 6 games, and then he did his ACL in.
We're allowed to say his name again now.
Yeah. He was proved innocent.
No, Alan, don't go any further on it.
No, let's not go there.
So the end of the day, it all depends on who they get in and if they can get them. But they can't play that system if they don't have the right personnel. Simple.
Yeah, and I agree. I do. Yeah, 100% agree with that. I mean, and I think that's where a Yankutu or a Miguel Gutierrez could come in and do that. I mean, I'll be honest with you, maybe I would have liked to have seen Sergio Gomez have a little crack at that because I think that is maybe a role he could do. But it now makes sense why Gavardio's dropped to the left wing back position rather than the left centre position.
Yeah.
That now adds up in my head because I've always wondered why has he never gone to left centre back.
It's like the ideal person for me, but unfortunately he's injury prone, will be Reece James in that system. I would love to get him.
There is an interest on him, but not
Yeah,
on
he's yeah, that
he's made out
that's
of glass
bit
more
of a
than bleeding.
Oh, that injury history terrifies me. Same goes with that Pedro Neto that were injured in Wolves.
Yeah,
Just just when you thought he was starting to come through with his injury, he gets it again. He's out for the season.
It'd be interesting to see what it is, but because I think Reece James, to me, he looked like like he could have a bit of the Trent going forward, a bit of the Walker defending. He looked like he had everything, and then he's
it's powerful, isn't he?
And he was exceptional against us. But everything you kind of want in a fullback, and yet they just can't. So unless there's an injury that they think they could get through, then but otherwise you just can't take the risk. Frimpong's got about 13 assists, hasn't he, this season for Bayern? So
he's got like 13 goals, 12 assists.
Yeah, so he's got the ability to knock a cross in.
I'm getting texts as we're going along. Yankutu is the one, maybe that key to all this. They're offering him bigger contract with bigger money. They want him to come in and do that role at the right wing back. So if it's Yankutu, that might explain why Frimpong has now gone more into the United road than the City road.
What's Frimpong's actual defending like?
I don't think he's going to be bothered with that because he'll go with the 3 straight centre backs.
Yeah,
you're not getting the point, Alan. It'll be 3 centre backs with your 2 wing backs basically going on the overlap.
Yeah, because to me they've got to be able to defend as well. They've got to.
I don't think Pep's going to be that bothered with it, Alan. Honestly, I think you're going to have to come out of this mindset of best defense in the league. You're going to have to come out of that mindset.
Yeah,
this is what I think you've got to remember. Fans have moaned and bitched and complained about more exciting football. Pep's going to give it to you, and you now want to go back to the boring football and defending.
The one thing I'll say about Walker, he's not the best of a crosser of a ball, which today was.
He was assisting tonight, Alan.
I know he's not. You've said he's not the best crosser, but he's defensive.
Tonight.
He's got pace and he can get back and cover. That's the biggest thing about Walker.
Yankutu is not the best defender, but he will suit that role. It looks like Yankutu is the guy more than Frimpong.
Okay. And to be honest, Yankutu for me, and I expect Savio won't stay. He'll go back on loan, but we need a couple of players in the squad who aren't going to cost us a fortune and are going to be able to play enough football. So I think that's quite important. Yankutu's small as well. He's not a big lad.
Yeah, I know Pep said we're going to assess Cancelo again. I think that's just playing the media. Another thing I got was Pep really has appreciated Akanji more than ever, which brings me on to the next one. I think he's been our best defender all season, Manuel Akanji.
He's turning into a Rolls Royce of a footballer now.
Yeah,
he really is.
Overall,
he is.
Can't argue with it.
But when City do their their 3 nominations for us to all vote for their player of the season, Akanji's definitely got to be in that vote for me.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I think those 3. I think of the 3, it has to be Rodri, Foden, and Akanji.
I don't think Akanji will win it because I think Foden or Rodri will win it above him.
Yeah.
Because for some weird,
Foden will win it.
It's like Ake. Haaland was always going to win it. Bloody hell, Rich, you all right there? Do you want a brew and a cup of tea? Do you want a cup of tea and a sandwich?
I am. Well, are you off today, Rich? Are you off today?
I am off today.
He's been off all week, Alan.
It's been because it's a split week because the Anzac Day yesterday, so the Aussies can't be asked today. And none of them are going to work,
which will be good, by the way, for Rico to move into midfield as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because the idea is Rico to be the midfielder, not a right back.
Yeah, I think Rico looks too good in the middle, especially getting up to the box. I love him and Bob, the way they're just. Completely.
I thought he'd come on. I thought Bob would have come on today. I was quite looking forward to it, but he didn't. So,
no, I think with Bob Allen, he's treating him in the same way he treated Rico Lewis. He treated Phil Foden. He's always going to dip these youngsters in and out. That was Palmer's problem.
Yeah.
The problem is, Alan, we've got to realise these youngsters don't want to wait anymore. Patience has gone out the window.
Oh, I know. Well, that's the same about all youngsters these days, isn't it? They don't.
Well, and you know, ultimately,
you got to credit Rico and Bob because they seem to be very, very patient with it all. They're willing to.
Rico's younger. Rico's younger. Rico's 2.5 years younger.
Rich.
Yeah, he did. So I think Rico's a bit different. I think he's young enough that he's coming through. Bob, they're going to be impatient, especially now Palmer's done what he's done, because they're going to think we can go to another Premier League team. In fact, you know, in their case, one of the big six, and be their best player. So, you know,
but you got to pay the cheddar cheese, Rich, to get them out.
Oh,
because one thing I didn't tell you is I know Real Madrid, when they inquired about Bernardo, Oscar Bob they inquired about and got told short shift, no. They did ask about Oscar Bob.
He's brilliant. He's a brilliant player.
But the thing is, you're looking at, you're going to get some cheddar cheese. Even if these like kids don't make it, you're going to get a good, healthy amount of cheddar cheese. Now, the problem is our EDS for the next 2 years has to rebuild up. With that conveyor belt is going to dry up for a year or two now. Because with all due respect, our EDS have been utter shite this season. There's no one pulling through.
I think if you look at the comparisons to Foden's first 2 seasons, you know, you look at the Centurion season, you look at the Formidable season, his game time was limited. It only really started to kick off in the Formidable season. From just from a feeling, maybe from a hunch, you do feel like this season and even last season, you feel like Oscar Bob is getting a little bit more game time than what Phil Foden was in those first 2 seasons. And again, that comes back to I don't know who said it, but someone said that the Oscar Bob's development is developing better as a footballer than what Foden was at the same age. So that's why I have so much credit. That's why I give so much credit to Oscar Bob, because he's willing to wait out. And I think because his teammate that he played the academy with in Phil Foden, he sort of followed his example.
Sorry, Blue.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If Bernardo goes, let's say he goes, okay.
When he goes.
Assume he will.
Could Oscar Bob play that role he plays?
Where would you put Lucas Paqueta?
Well, he's not here. He's not at City at the moment. I'm just asking you a simple question. Could Oscar Bob play Bernardo's role?
I think it's possibly could. I mean, he certainly has the ball playing ability and the skills to get the ball around. He knows how to make space, and when he does get space, he looks fantastic.
I don't think he's the terrier.
We haven't seen him enough if he's able to put in the pressing.
Okay.
I just haven't seen enough of him to know if he can press as good as what Bernardo does.
I think Bernardo's almost unique.
Yes, he can.
Yeah, I think
he's almost
unique.
Whoa. Richard, go on. You say what you need to say.
I'll ignore the comments.
Yeah, I think Bernardo's almost unique. I think the idea that we're going to get Bob to replace him or something isn't right. I think Bernardo's football brain, the way he can slot into 5 or 6 positions and can recognise where the team needs him to go, I think it's quite exceptional. I think Pep will be devastated when Bernardo goes, because I think, you know, Pep said it himself. When Bernardo's on the pitch, he's more relaxed than when Bernardo's not on the pitch, because he knows Bernardo knows football. And to ask someone like Bob to be a Bernardo, I think would be bad for Bob. It would, you know, be bad for his development. I don't know whether we can replace Bernardo. I think we might replace Bernardo by playing a slightly different formation that doesn't need a Bernardo as much. I think that's the best way to do it. Yeah,
I need to come back to FIFA because people are putting the comments in, and we always want to try and put the subscribers first. I know they're wanting to listen to us. FIFA, if he goes, not when, it'll be when FIFA. He's got a release clause that he asked for. He's only contracted until 2026. If you don't sell him for the money this summer, you'll never get 50 million again for him. You've got to look at it from the business side as well now. You might as well let him, because no one's going to come in his final year and offer 50 million. He's not going to sign a new contract. So you might as well let him go. Thank him for the service, but especially if we are going to move to this new 3-5-2 system. Nope, we've not heard anything. Right, I'm going to go around the Brighton penalty. Start with you, Alan. Was it a penalty for you?
Yes. Yes.
Why?
The second. Are you talking about the second half one, where Guardiola brought him down?
When we were 4-0 up, yeah.
Yeah, it was a penalty. That was a penalty.
I'm undecided because it was almost like a thought of like cricket umpire's call. Because I think if Jared Gillett gives it a penalty, it's not going to be overturned.
Yeah, I mean,
but I will say this. Sorry, mate. João Pedro did go down pretty easily on contact. Just for the record. And the same thing with early in the second half as well too. Who was it that Rodri put his hands on? And he was going down before it even barely put a fingertip on him.
I think there's been a couple of examples of this. I think the biggest, most talked about one was Saka against Bayern Munich, and that was very, very clearly a penalty. But Saka moved towards it and made sure he got it and made it deliberate, and that gave the referee a chance to deny a Stonewall penalty. And I think in a way that happened tonight. I think it was a penalty, but I think the exaggeration and diving of the player gives the referee a chance to say no. And actually, in a way, I kind of like, I know it's for City, and of course I like it if there's not a penalty against us, but I actually like it when players go out their way to, exaggerate, simulate, whatever on a penalty, even if it is a penalty. I like that referees stopped it. And I hated what Saka did, but I accept that was a penalty because the goalkeeper was out. But he went so out of his way to get it that then I thought, well, fair enough. Don't give it. And I did feel a bit like that tonight, that he went down. He was looking for it and he went down. But it was a penalty because I think his hands were on him and he was pulling him back.
I would agree with that. I'm with Pat. I think because he made such a meal of it. I think he over-egged the pudding, as the old saying.
Yeah, and that was
when the problem. It became the problem. The trouble is, I've heard too much today of City buying officials, but nothing got said about the bad officiating when Thingy picked up the ball like he was playing under fives football, and the referee's excuse was, I can't give a penalty for that because it was like under 10s football. What? I don't think it's just this thing of City buying officials from rivals is just a salty excuse. The officiating full stop this season has been poor.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Martin.
So the simple fact of this is, I'm sick of the deflection. City have had calls go against them. No one talks about the downright spot on goal that Akanji scored against Liverpool that got disallowed for literally brushing Alisson's arm. No one talks about the Jack Grealish one against Tottenham.
No, but that's just
it's a load of BS. We've had penalties that could have been given that weren't given. It swings and roundabouts. All this, he was refereeing in the Abu Dhabi League over there. So he's in the back pocket. No, get out.
Martin, I was actually looking into this because I was a bit interested in all this complaining about penalties. So I went and actually looked at the history of penalties in the Premier League. And when you look at it, Liverpool over-indexed, and this is over 30-something seasons, so it's really strong data. Liverpool over-indexed in penalties because you'd expect the most penalties should probably be United, probably Arsenal second, possibly now coming up to maybe City third over the life of the Premier League. And Liverpool were, I think, top. And there's no way they should be top when you think of the amount of ball that United would have had in the box compared to them. And then defensively, Liverpool under-indexed in terms of penalties against as well. So I think you looked at that and it was pretty clear that in both conceding and getting penalties, Liverpool in the history of the Premier League have been unfairly advantaged. And outside that, there were a couple of clubs who looked like they'd be a bit low. But it really did stick out that way. And my experience of City is the same. If I think of dreadful decisions, there's been some against United, probably count on one hand. I could probably count on one hand one match against the Scousers at Anfield, bad decisions. It really is, they're the one club you can't complain. Other clubs can complain. I mentioned the Scousers, so he's probably gone off.
Smart man.
Yeah, I don't know. Pedro could have scored. He chose to try and blag a penalty.
The only other thing I would say was Gavadio was taking a risk being on the wrong side of João Pedro trying to stop him. That was the only thing where it possibly could have gone against him. But again, it was that's on the referee call. Because I think whichever way he called it, it wasn't going to get overturned.
Yeah, I just feel he made too much of a meal of it, and it was his own detriment.
And did you think it was a bit, that thing you did when you were a kid where you get your mate to squat down behind someone and you push them over it? Do you think it was a bit sneaky of them to do that to Dunk in the penalty area and put Guardiola in a little ball and then push Dunk over it?
Yeah.
If his dying say let Bernardo go for free, we're not a charity, mate. We got to make some money. Otherwise, you're not going to get the money in. Players don't come in for free, and we've still got to follow the FFP rules. And you're going to go. We've got all this money.
When he played until he's 35, then but
we have all this money because we can spend more money. Then that's the point of it.
Yeah, I also wouldn't want to keep him if he really wants to go. I think he's done enough to deserve. So I wouldn't want to keep him if a move came that met the conditions that we've said. I wouldn't want to keep him. He deserves to, go and have a year or two in the sunshine. If that's
it's an hard one,
very important to him.
It is a hard one, right? Because I think so. We're all happy. Clean sheet, 4 goals. Who was your man of the match, Pat?
Before the show, I was going to say Phil Foden, but I'd have to agree with you. I'll probably just give it to Kyle Walker. Just a fantastic performance, and to come back from second or third match back from injury and that too, and he's already hit the ground running like that. It was just fantastic.
Rich?
I'm going to go Foden.
No, Foden was exceptional, but mine was Kyle Walker. That felt like a bit of a redemption performance that tonight. A little bit of middle finger up to a lot of people.
Yep.
Whoever pays the fee, the FIFA, bring back Jamie Pollock. Anyway,
well, it sounds like Blue Heart thinks I need to bring back David Frost, and it's like an episode of Through the Keyhole.
Are we favourites for the title now for you? Do you see who's going on and winning the title from here? Because, by the way, tonight, that's 18 games unbeaten in the Premier League, 30 games, 30 games unbeaten in all comps. And also, we've equaled the Premier League record of scoring 4 goals or more in 3 consecutive Premier League games. 4 against Palace, 5 against Luton, 4 against Brighton.
Well, I think there's, I mean, it's a clear fact we're favourites. You only have to go and look at the bookies to see we're favourites. So
no, I'm asking, do you think we will do it then?
Well, yeah. I mean, I've thought we'd do it since the first game of the season, and I haven't stopped thinking it all the way through. So I'm not going to stop thinking it now that we're actually in position of control. But, I think Arsenal are going to give us, I think they've showed real character after bottling it, a week ago. I think they've shown a lot of character to come back this week when I thought, even though Chelsea would be knackered, it wouldn't be so easy. So, if they win at Spurs, that's going to be a real huge game for both sides. Then I think that's going to take real mental toughness. So, if they beat Spurs, then you've got to think they're going to go and win every game. So it's just quite simply then 5 cup finals for us. Do we win every game? I mean, and I think obviously if Arsenal didn't get the win at Spurs this weekend, I think that would be a bit of a kick in the teeth for them, and then they could drop a few more points. But I think we just win 5 games. And tonight
I'm getting
was
that.
one I was most worried about.
Right now, mate. We've done it before in run-ins for seasons before. I can't see any reason why we wouldn't be able to do it again. Yeah, look, I was laughing with the Sydney Blues chat this morning, saying like, "Oh, we had one Aussie do us a favour today in Jared Gillett. Let's hope we can have another Aussie do us the same favour this weekend in Ange Postecoglou." But for me personally, I feel like if Arsenal drop any points in this North London derby this weekend, I think the league could be wrapped up before we even play the final game of the season.
Well, no, I'll give you the permutations. Thank you, Pat, for reminding me, because I've done a little bit of maths.
Yeah.
If Spurs draw with Arsenal this weekend and we beat Forest, if we beat Wolves and Fulham, we can afford to lose at Tottenham and then beat West Ham.
Yeah.
So basically, we've gone in the driver's seat. I personally think we win the league anyway. I do, because I can see Arsenal getting a draw at weekend. Even if they don't and they win all theirs, I think City win all their games.
Mm. Yeah.
Because tonight, tonight we were, 2 days ago, we were complaining of tiredness. To me, we look so bloody fresh tonight. We didn't look tired tonight. We looked like, and that's what
we
we're
had 2
saying.
days off, though, didn't we?
No, exactly. But that's my point. That's why I said, it's why I was talking spaces and I was saying, don't forget, we've had 4 days in between Wembley.
Mm.
It's not been as bad. Where the tiredness come was from the Madrid to Chelsea. From Chelsea to Brighton, it was okay because we were getting them rests. That's why the Forest one will be more difficult, because you're bouncing from Thursday to Sunday.
Oh, it's going to be interesting to see Forest, because there's a few players to have a think about, like Stonesy and Diaz. Are they going to come back? Grealish, is he going to start? So there are going to be, you assume, 3 or 4 rotations for Forest.
I don't know who we're going to put out there, Rich. I just know they're going to have their hands full with Chris Wood.
Yeah,
so
well, I think
we can cut down the service. Chris Wood will be fine.
Stones and Diaz, I think we'll need for dealing with Chris Wood.
Yep.
Bish bash bosh. I love that. KDB looking good. Alan, do you think we'll win the league now?
I think we just got to win every game. Simple as that. Forget talking about that. Just win every single game. And I think we need to win every game to win it.
Mm.
Alan,
you think Arsenal will win every game?
Pardon?
You think Arsenal will win every game?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Fair enough. I think City will win the 4P. I think we'll win the FA Cup. I think we'll do the quad.
I think Arsenal batter Spurs.
Ooh. I mean, it's that White Hart Lane. So
if Spurs have got any kind of aspirations for 4th place,
I think.
Spurs will not make it for him. Yeah, form goes out the door in these North London derbies. So
yeah, Alan, you saw last night that form goes out the window in a derby.
Oh, I know that. Well, listen, I know the Spurs.
Do you reckon I thought last weekend that Everton played better and Liverpool were terrible. So I thought Liverpool and Everton maintained their form of the previous week.
Off, Rich. Don't tell me you went into that derby thing in Liverpool when you're getting beat 2-0. Behave.
Can I just say too? I think Liverpool's season will be over this weekend as well, because
it's over.
They played. I think it'll definitely be over, because they only played yesterday, and now they've got to back up with a midday kickoff away at West Ham. And West Ham always turn up when they're playing.
Do you think Liverpool are still in the title race?
Sorry?
Do you think Liverpool are still in the title race?
Well, mathematically they are, but I'm just saying.
No.
I think it's dead and buried after West Ham.
Liverpool fans are checking Tottenham and Villa's fixtures now, because they've ignored them and they've just assumed it's a title race. They've looked at Arsenal and City and they've now thought, and they're looking at Villa and Tottenham and they're working out where Villa and Tottenham are going to drop their points.
Always is. I know people are moaning, and we'll talk about it more next week. I know the Wembley ticket prices have come out and they are expensive. They are over £100, etc.
which I'll be going to, by the way.
So yeah, I understand it's pricey. I get it. 135, 145 quid. 155 for so I get it. It's the FA Cup final. It's the way it is. Sadly, you have a choice. If you don't want to go, you don't have to go. I know that sounds awful, but that's the problem we've got. Because the Champions League final was 600 or 400 quid. It's the thing is, nothing will stop, nothing will change until the fans stop going. And I realised that because I was going, oh, I'm never, it's wrong. The trouble is, I'm saying it's wrong, but still going.
Yeah.
I'm contradicting myself.
Yeah.
It's going to take a proper boycott for it to stop. The trouble is, no one's going to boycott an FA Cup final.
Not against United.
So, while people still turn up, they'll charge it.
Yep.
That's the problem. Exactly, by the way. Hello, Buxton. So that's the problem. Anyway, we'll be back now. Thank you for that. We will be back now Sunday night. We may do a Forest preview. I'll say I'm going to have tomorrow off. To have a little bit of family time. Saturday night, I'm taking my other half out for a date night because I've not seen her all week.
Are you going to the cinema?
No, we're going for a meal. It's a nice Italian.
I thought he was going to say Costa.
No, Italian.
Taking it for a Costa.
Proper posh as well. Proper posh.
Are you going to Manchester City Centre or not?
Do you want to know time, day, Alan? Are you coming along?
Geographical points of latitude and longitude.
Yeah.
There's some viewers who want to join you though.
So is it San Carlos? Is it San Carlos?
Do you want me address?
Is it San Carlos?
He's going.
No.
No, he's going to Bowden and Hale.
Oh, is he? Oh,
Miller and Carter.
Yeah.
No. Can we stop announcing where you're going?
He's going to San Carlos. He's going to San Carlos.
Ben Brazil and Deansgate.
Serious
Northern
question.
Soul grilled cheese in the northern quarter.
Martin, do they still have the little bacon bits at the Pizza Hut buffet?
Money up, by the way, I apologise. I've not managed to get hold of you. I will do over the weekend. I do apologise because we do need to have a catch up, mate, with all the team. Wilco, no, not Domino's, cheeky. Martin, have the sausage de roll.
Greg.
Martin,
that's for dessert, super set.
Don't go missing. Don't go missing looking at the Mancini photos in San Carlos and not going back to your table.
No, it's not Bella at all. We're not having another 20 minutes on guess where Martin's going. Right, anyway, big up to everyone. Thank you all for joining us. We will be back at some point. If you are new here, please give it a big thumbs up. If you are new, also please consider hitting that subscribe button. We are just over 300 away. We have got 4 weeks, literally 4 weeks to the day, to smash 300 subscribers to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of May. I don't know, by the way, the FA Cup final, I don't know what we're going to do because I'm not even in the country and my laptop ain't coming. So what I'm going to have to do is sit down with someone and do a little bit of teaching up of how to set up a stream so they can do the FA Cup final. He's going.
I'm going, mate.
It's you and Ozzy. Unless, piss off. Oh, Jesus.
I can do it. I can do it. I can do it.
I'm not giving you the keys to the fucking kingdom, mate. Bloody hell.
You
Yeah, you bloody castle down. All the frozen. Let's all do the Allen pose. What the hell's going on there? Oh,
anyway, no, I'm missing the final. Listen, I'm in Greece. What we might do is we might do something on the phone. We might do it that way. And then we do something when we come back. We might do it on my phone.
We'll figure it out.
No, I think we should. I'll do it if you want. I'll do it if you want.
Let Alan loose. You'll all be in prison. Anyway, no, thank you all for joining us. A City smash Brighton 4-0 down at the Amex. And what a performance from everyone. And now we've got to go to Forest and chop down those trees.
Yeah, go and beat the scat.
We can see the Premier League title through the trees.
Alan probably likes.
Is that an analogy to do with Chris
Forest? No, Forest.
Pat, get rid of. You've just ruined me outro. That was me line, and you've just done Chris Wood.
Yeah,
well, unfortunately, Chris Wood's going to ruin our defence if we're not careful.
And Martin, you haven't allowed me to mention that we're going to beat the Scabs. So
Scabs.
Yeah, Forest.
All right.
Scabs.
Anyway, take care all, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye all.
Bye.